Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Let's slice data with Saurabh. So still means I will do one more video on Excel. Yesterday I have shown you the dashboard and the pivot chart. And today we will talk about the pivot table and the pivot chart in detail. That okay, how to do that. Means instead of creating charts, I always prefer to do the pivot chart because it will give you a lot of flexibility. So if you are looking at my screen, see there. So this is the data which I got. It is like order date, region, employee, item description, units, unit cost, and the total sales. So everything is like that. And I want to convert, I want to answer few questions from this kind of data. What questions I want to answer from it? See, this is very, scattered kind of data. You can see best, which is the employee, what is the item description, what you sell, how many units, unit description, unit cost, and the total sales. But with this kind of data, I want to answer these 5 questions because the management is interested in stats, basically insights. They just want to understand that, okay, tell me which region has the highest sale. So total sales of every region, and then you can easily tell them that, okay, which region has the highest sales. Here we have like 40 rows data. Maybe once you start working in a company, you will have like 100,000 rows or maybe more than that. So how will you do that? So it's very simple. We will use the pivot table. Pivot table is nothing but a cross tab basically. When I joined my first company, they asked me to create a cross tab. And I was unaware of that. And I did Google. Then I came to know that we are talking about the pivot table. Pivot table is simple, very sweet thing which you can learn and create your data in a way that will give some insights, some value out of your data. How to do that? What is pivot table? First of all, is the bookish language, but please listen carefully. Like a pivot table is a table of grouped values that aggregates the individual items of a more extensive table within one or more discrete categories. Let's say I want to know that, okay, for the West region, what is the total sales? I can do the sum here. And you can see that, okay, 2486 is the sum. I want to know the average, then 4 point something something. And minimum max is also there. But let's say I want to know that which is the maximum sale, which is the minimum sale, what is the average of this, and what is other than that, how can we create a graph out of it so that the management, because the always the higher management, the senior management, they don't have time to look into the data like this. They cannot go through the Excel and see your data like this. They just want the graphs. Okay, so first, just think about it, that if you showcase to your management this kind of graph, where it has 2-layered graph, like one is the region, one is the item description, and what is the sales. So if the management will see this kind of particular graph, they can easily identify that, okay, for which reason, which is the product having highest sales, because the graph is showing them clearly. Where it is less, then they might go to the, few things like why this sales is not happening here in the West region, why it is high in the central region. So they can do analysis over that. But first, you have to convert this kind of data, which is coming here in the rows and column format, to chart, so that the management can take several decisions. And for that, you have to apply the pivot table thing. Pivot table is nothing but to group the value and get the data out. Okay, so let me select this particular thing. Alt, control, down arrow, shift control down arrow. If you do that, you'll select your entire data, or control A, anything. And then go to the insert part here. After the home, there is a tab called insert, and insert, there is the first thing is called pivot table. You have to click on that, and it will ask you, see here, it is showing the table range, first of all, from where to where you have selected the data. Or you want to choose any external data source. Most of the time we have to choose from the table only or the range. And you want to do it in the new worksheet, or you want to do it in the existing worksheet. But I will take it in the new worksheet only. And add this data to the data model. If you do that, it will show you unique values as well. But that is of no use in this because it is sales data. So I will say, okay, new worksheet. I will click OK. It will take me to the new worksheet and this kind of particular window you can see there. So these are all the columns which you were looking there. But okay, what are the columns like order date, region, employee? So these are the, you see, yeah, so these are all the columns which are there in the raw data. Then it is showing like drag fields between areas below. So please be careful and watch carefully what I'm trying to do. Let me increase the size as well so that you can see properly. So what I'm doing here, like drag fields area, between areas below. Filter, column, rows, values. Just remember this thing that which particular column you want to put into the filter, what will be the rows, and which value basically you want to see. This is the summation sign. So every time, most of the times you have to put the numbers here so that you can do the summation of those numbers as per your need. So here, see how simple it will be if I do it only by region wise. Let's say I drag this region into my rows. See here, central, east, and west. These three regions are there, and I will say total sales in the values. So it is saying sum of values, sum of total. If you click on that, here it is value field setting. If you click on this particular thing, it will open this particular new window, which is like summarized value by sum, count, average, max, min, product, standard deviation, variation, and this count numbers. So many things are there, but most of the times we have to use sum, average, max, min, and count sometimes. But I am using sum because I need the total sum of the sales. Okay, I click on that. Now you can see that for all three regions, it is showing me this particular sales value. That okay, this is the sales. Now what I will do, my first question is total sales of every region, which I have already found out that okay, every region it has this much sales. Now what I will do, instead of table, if I show a graph to my management, that will be great, right? So what I will do, I will copy this particular value. I don't want the grand total because grand total will not play any role in the graphs. And I will keep it only the values, all TSV. As I told you in every video, all TSV is very important. Then I will create a graph out of it. If I create a graph, there are two ways to do that. Insert, recommended charts are there, and then the pivot chart. So I always say that go for pivot chart. Why? Because pivot chart will give you a lot of flexibility. Currently, it has only one value, means only one column of this particular central, east, and west, that is the region. But let's say you have 4 or 5 values, then this pivot chart will help you. So always I recommend for the pivot chart. Pivot chart is great. So in the existing worksheet, I want the chart here only, and I say, I click here in the I4 column, I4 cell, and I say okay. Okay, so again, it will open something like that, a pivot table like thing. I will keep the row labels here, and I will keep the sum of totals here. See, this chart has been created. It is showing you central has the highest sales, east has medium, and west has the lowest sales. Now you have to put some decoration on the chart, like axis title. You can give here axis title, and then you can rename it as region. And then you can give the data labels. If you click on data labels, the value will come on the top. It is easy for the management to see that, okay, which is the biggest one and what is the value there. So this is also very important. Then this axis title is there. You can just right click on that and edit text and say, I will delete this and I will say total sales. So this graph has become for the region and the total sales. It is a pivot graph, and I always love pivot graph because currently we have only one column, but let's say we have 2 columns, and it will create the double layer graph as well. And in a very simple way, you don't have to apply your mind. You have to just drag and drop the values. Pivot table is great in that particular manner. Now we have to create some, colors out of it, how the graph will look like. So there are so many formats available. But I love this particular format, black. Yeah, this one. Because this one I like this, my personal preference. So here you can see the pivot chart is created. So think about your data. This was your data. This was the question, total sales of every region, and see these results. If you share it with the management and say, sir, this is the, if you keep this title also as total sales, edit text and say total sales by region, show it to management and say, sir, this is the insight basically, that total sales by region is highest in central, is medium in east, and the lowest in west. If you show this particular graph to the management, that is great, instead of showing the data, this data. The first question is answered. Total sales of every region is done. Now it is asking total sales of every region, then the item wise. Item, which item is given here, like pencil, binder. They just want to understand that it is okay that you are saying that central sales is great and everything is good, but they want to understand that which item is highest sales in that particular region. So what I will do again, I will just select everything, Control A, and I will go insert. And here I have the option called pivot chart and pivot table both. I will select that and I will say new worksheet. Okay, now I came to the new worksheet. So here pivot table and pivot chart can be created together. Instead of creating first pivot table, then pivot chart. So you can directly select this particular function and it will give you both the options in one. Now what we have to do, what was our question? Our question was total sales of every region item wise. Okay, total sales of every region. So total sales, I will keep it in values as I told you. Then region. So it will show central, east, and west. Now I have to put that item description as well, because I want the item description. Which particular item is the highest seller in which region? See, so this kind of graph, again, it will come, and you can give the access titles, data labels, and even if you can give the, you can give the data table as well. Table is not needed because then why we have to do all this exercise. So better just create it like this and create a chart like this. So this particular graph is showing what it is showing. See, this is basically double layer. It's central, the region. Then in this region, which particular item has the sale? So you can see that in central region, binder is having the highest sales. Actually, binder is having the highest sales in all the regions, whether it is central or it is east or it is west. Okay, so the binder is having the highest. This is very important, and we can do it like this. So region is also there, item is also there, and the sales is also there. So this particular graph, if you show it to the management, they can easily understand that in which region, which particular item is having the highest sales. So think about it. Means like if your management asks for this particular question, total sales of every region item wise. So this answer is also there. Okay, right, region wise. Now next question. What was the next question? Total sales of every region employee wise. So simple. You don't have to do anything. You just need to remove the item from here and put the employee. See, I will keep the employee here. So it will show, okay, this will help us in appraisal that, okay, which employee is selling highest. So here it is saying like Kivel, and here it is Parent, here it is Thompson. So central Kivel is the great employee because he is selling the highest thing. Then here it is Parent, and in the west region is Thompson. So this particular graph will help the management to take decisions also that, okay, which particular employee is selling the best. This will help him in his appraisal as well, because it will give him positive points that, okay, he is the highest seller. And we are all doing just drag and drop the things, and that's it. So if you showcase this particular graph to the management, instead of showing this particular data, they will easily understand that, okay, what are the key insights of this particular data? Okay, so this question is also answered. And next question is like region performance date wise. On which date the sales is maximum, on which date the sales is minimum. Okay, that also we can do. And here we have some dummy dates, but you can have like any date once, whatever is there in the data. Just remove the employees and keep the date, order date, drag and do that. Move the months, say order date. So see here, so for central, east and west, what is the date and on which date it is highest? It will show you everything. Or you want to see the region wise, that okay, I want to see that okay, in the west region, which date is having the highest sales. You can put this region in the filter. Okay, and here in the filter, okay, if I select only central and I said okay, see the graph is changing for the central. So this graph has become for central. Now if I say east, so this graph will become for the east. So the region wise sales and the date wise also, you can see from 25th of January to 6th February, this is the data. It is showing like 29th January, it has the highest sales. So let's say we are discussing only about like 5-10 days or 15 days maximum. But let's say you have data of years. So you can easily identify that, okay, in the year, what is the chunk where the sale is maximum? You can put promotion on that day at least. Put some promotion so that your sales will go much and much higher. Like in our India, means like in our festive season, basically in Diwali, in Holi, in Raksha Bandhan, they are giving a lot of offers because they know the people are purchasing the things. If you give them some offer, they will purchase more. So that kind of decisions we will take out of this particular kind of thing. So data insights are the important thing, which I've told you 100 times, that raw data will not help you. If you put the data in any format, in any form, like a chart, give some insights out of that, that will definitely is going to help. Okay. So this is like the pivot table and the pivot chart thing. I have explained in a very simple language to formulate your data into this particular form. You can always check all the things like here, access titles is there, chart title is there. Let's say chart title is there. So chart title is showing as total. You can say total sales by date for. So this is my chart title. You can drag and drop as well wherever you want this particular title. Here you can say date, because currently we are showing it as date. So dates, then here is the access title. You can say, so access title, just right click, edit text, delete this particular access title and give total sales. So your chart will become more meaningful and people can say, see that okay. So here you can just oldest to newest and newest to oldest as you want for the order date. Currently it is oldest to newest. Let me do that, newest to oldest. Okay, so this has changed. And it has changed from 31st to 1st order date. Oldest to newest, again it will change 1st February to 31st of January. So month-wise, basically it is doing, because the month data is also there. For each month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 30. So it is, ranking this. One day I will take another lecture on the dates only, because dates are very important. And most of the people don't get, to use to this particular date, how to do it in a perfect way. So wait for that particular video. But here, for this particular thing which I have taken today, the pivot table and the pivot chart. So I think I have covered everything If you have any queries, any questions, so please let me know. Okay. And one more thing I just want to show you. Let me go to this data and select this one column which I have not used. Let me go to insert and pivot table in a new worksheet. One more thing, because this column area I did not touch. So let me touch that as well. So the regions are here. Total sales is here. And let's say I want to put this item description in column. See what will happen. It will give you the data in a tabular format. That, okay, for binder, what is the sales of this in the central area, east area, west area, for the desk, for the pen, for the pen set, pencil, and the total. So this will help you to identify that, okay, for which particular item, what is the sale in a particular given area. So this column is also very important sometimes. Let's say I want to do it only for one employee, put the employee filter. And if I filter, let's say Howard, this employee, so it will show me only one region data. Why? Because Howard employee belongs to that particular region and he's selling only binder, pen, that's it, these two things. Maybe some other Morgan, I don't know what he's selling. He's selling binder, pen set, and pencil as well. Okay. So this kind of analysis you can do by using this particular kind of column. Column, filter, rows, and values. Create some dummy data, or if you do not have that, go to Google. And download any Excel file. Just write Excel file for pivot table. So it can give you hundreds of options, trust me. And you can download it from there, the raw data, and then you can start working on it. Otherwise, I told you how to create the dummy data. Like in the data column, give any date, put any region, put any employee, any description, and the units. I told you, right, 100 times that you have to use equal to rand between. This function will help you to create random data. You have to just give the bottom and the top value. Let's say I want 10 and 100. Bottom value is 10 and top value is 100. 93 is created. So you can create any number of units and the cost. Cost you can give like 1.99 to 13.9, and this is all in dollars. But in India, you want to give like 10 rupees to 100 rupees. Just give top and bottom, and the total. Total is nothing but the multiplication of both. So you can create any random data, play around it, try to create the pivot table and the pivot chart. This will help you to represent your data in this particular format, which makes sense to the management. They just want to see this. They don't want to get into the raw data and see your rows and columns. They just want to see the highlights. So they just want to see the highlights there, that, okay, what is the data highlight which I can take decision. I can take decisions like this, that, okay, let me remove the order date from here. I will keep item description and region also here. So in which region, okay, the binder is the highest seller, but which is the less? Pen is very, on the lowest side. Then here also the pencil is on the lowest side. Here is the pen is on the lowest side. So they can take decisions based on this particular graph that, okay, in the west region, we have to work on the sales for the pen. In this east region, we have to work on the sales of the pencil. In this particular region, we have to work on the sales of the pen or desk. So this is the lowest one. So pen is the most important thing here. Is they have to focus that why the sale of the pen is going down in this particular thing. So this is for like 15 days data. Maybe you will see the year by year trend also. That, okay, in the last year, what was the trend, and this year, what is the trend? You can create these two graphs and showcase it to the management that last year we have this much particular sales for this particular region and for this particular item. Let's say last year it was 6,000, currently it is 5,762, so it has decreased. In Tableau, you have that like year by year sales, so many things are there. But in Excel also, you can do that and create the graphs and create the. So just remember, pivot table and pivot chart are very simple. You have to just drag and drop the things, and this will help you. One more thing I just want to let you know. Let's say this particular table I have created. Let me delete this graph. I don't want this graph. This is the pivot table which I have created. See, this pivot table is looking like this, but it is looking very weird. You're thinking that, okay, Central is having total 11139.07 sales. East is having this, but see, this is not looking great. So what you have to do, pivot table, you have to go to the design and then report layout, which is very important function in the pivot table. And always select this show in tabular form. Just when you click on this, see the data will convert like this. Central binder, east binder, west binder. And one more thing you can do, repeat all item label. So it will repeat as well. So this pivot table make more sense once you see that. Why? Because it has a region in every row and the item description as well. So this, okay, you can relate that, okay, this is that, this is that, this is that, and you can always do the filter. I want only for the central region, so select the central region, it will show you like this. This table will make more sense. Where I have gone to the design and then the report layout. Then I selected the tabular form and then repeat all item label. These are the very important things, which are very small things. Play around them, try to run them by your own, make mistakes, comment on this video, ask me if you have any questions. I will definitely help you there. So, okay guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. And I will keep posting the video as I promised on the day 1. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye guys.